Hello and welcome back to A Little Crazy. I hope you had a very good Christmas, and certainly hope you're going to have a much better 2024 than you did 2023. So this episode we're going to start on doing the framing around the doors and hatches so that I can start putting the vinyl up on the toilet wall. Right, I need to look at what I'm going to do around these door areas. 3 doors there, one's the hatch, the main door and the toilet door. I need to look at these together because they're all linked in with each other. So my first thoughts are put a frame round here with a large block frame here, and then have the door sitting in level with just a frame round. This ceiling part, get it to a better area for you. Let's move this door. Yeah, this ceiling part, as you can see, it comes across and then curves, goes over towards where the toilet is. Now it's curved because that's how the screen was. So originally they would have had the vinyl coming up here on what was hardboard, and then they stuck it to this part of the ceiling, and then the top of this was covered by another board. So in fact what was happening, you can see the curve of the ceiling there against the wall. So what was actually happening is it came up to there, then it curved up sharply and went up the top at an angle. So this was quite a weird cutout, this. I want to change this. I'm going to bring this down. There's my mark I've put there. I'm going to bring the ceiling down to there, so there will be a piece going across here. Best explained is probably putting a piece of wood up there. It'll be smaller than this large piece, but it'll be basically going across there into the shape, meeting up with that ceiling there. And then the other side of that, which is where the helm is, that side there, going all the way along, will be one straight piece to there. Then where the hatch is, I shall be coming off straight across there. This is the original wood that he put up to hold the ceiling. I should be going straight across there and then angled down there on a piece of wood, which will possibly be covered in vinyl again to meet up with the ceiling neatly. So instead of the whole area having that shape, it'll just be around the door. I know it's hard to see at the moment, but I'll draw it out. And then the next piece, if I go outside, is the hatch. If you remember, it had that real heavy piece of wood on there that was just loose. That was someone done that temporary. So what I've come up with is these hinges, which work very well. This is just a temporary piece of wood that I cut out to pretend to be the hatch, so that would come down and sit like that. I'm going to have this done in acrylic, and then when it gets to this edge it'll curve over there, and then the door will have to be lowered very slightly, because as you see when the door opens, although it clears now, once the vinyl ceiling has been put up, it'll be rubbing against it. I've only put this door on temporarily in a fashion. It's not in exactly the same place as it was before, and it's not going to go back in the same place. So I've got to figure out how all these are going to go in together. Remember, if I put that piece of wood across here, this door will then go up to it. And then the last thing in this area, if I come back inside, will be the step down there. Again, I've put a temporary step in there just to aid getting in and out without having a long drop. So I've got to work all that out, find the best way to do it, and like I say, I'll probably plan it all out on a piece of paper so it's easier to see, and then get onto it. Right, so we've got a little drawing here. This part here is what I call the pew end, simply because it looked like a church pew when I first got on the boat, and that bit is that bit down there and goes up there, which I cut back, if you remember. So up here and across the front and across the top of that door, I need to make up a frame, which is a frame going across there, piece coming across here, meeting up with that piece where I marked before. There's 18mm coming off there, meeting up with it here, and that will give me a chance when I've done the frame to do a lid across this first bit. Remember, that's the hatch there. Do a lid across this bit, which will cover across there. So this original wood that's sitting up here now, I'll probably take that out, put a larger piece in there, not thicker but wider, so that I can come right across and meet up with the framing of the piece that's coming across here, and that will give us a basis to put the ply with the vinyl one, and then down here making it all neat, meeting up with the ceiling there. I've taken the door off there now just to make life easier. As I said before, it wasn't in the right place, and what I'm toying with, not sure whether I'll do it or not, but what I'm toying with, because I'm having an acrylic hatch going up there, and we've got this wood door, this is the original wood door that was on the front there. What I might do is actually get an acrylic door so that it meets and matches the hatch, which will look very nice. But you know, these things aren't cheap, and as you know, I'm doing this project slowly but surely on a budget, so as and when I've got pennies, I'll do a little bit more. This is why the videos are slow in coming. I'm not putting a video up every day or every week. It's just as and when I've got the pennies, and when I'm not working, I can do a bit more on it. But yeah, so this is what I'm going to concentrate on now. So I'm going to do this roughly first before I do the finished model. Just make sure I get everything right. So we'll do a piece across the top there, piece across here, meeting up with a piece there, just so that I've got that framing right. This has got to be scribed in across the top because it's not even, and obviously it will be worked in 18mm, as I said, so I'll probably do it in a thinner piece just to get the shape to start with. Alright, let's go and have a look at that. Right, I'm just using the LED light channel as a guide so I can get to where this edge needs to be down here. Now, if that was centre of the boat, that would be fantastic, because I could just use the light channel. However, it's not an ideal world, and as you can see, looking down the boat, centre is down there, so the light will finish there. So this part is, like I said, just a guide, just so that I can template this piece in, coming across here, ready for putting a piece across there. I'm just prepping the area around the wall area for the toilet and the hatch. Currently giving it a sand down, but obviously can't film that. It's too small an area. You won't see what I'm doing anyway, and I've got a sheet up there just to stop the bulk of the dust going actually inside the boat further. But I've still not made my mind up on this wall. I may well vinyl it at the end, as I said in the beginning. In fact, in the very beginning, I said I was going to take the whole thing out, but the wall is sound, it's all good wood, so I've left it in place. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll finish prepping it up, giving it a sand, and then I'll stain it, see what it looks like. It'll give it a bit more protection anyway, and then I can start building the frame around that door, and then the piece I explained across the ceiling. But yeah, it should look okay. Giving this area a bit of a stain now. As I said, that was pretty good, so it all looks very nice. It's only had one coat of stain, so I can tell that it's going to be quite good. It's got to have in total three coats on there, I expect, and then some varnish on there. So yeah, that part's okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a couple of strips of aluminium down on the bottom tread for when you're walking inside. There's two, because the outside one is slightly lower than the floor inside, and that's where the door goes up to, just like the frame would be on the inside. So when the door goes, it'll meets up there and is held at the back with the frame. Same on that side as well. So I'll go and get pieces of aluminium and cut those in. Right, so that's them two bits cut down. I'll just whip those into the workshop now, put some screw holes in them, and then fit them on. Okay, so the door tread is in place, and I started making up the frame for this part to go inside, which is that piece there. And all I've done with this straight piece of wood, taken the cutout for the step, and then added a 12 by 15 mil to the back of it, and that's where the door actually rests in. So I'll put that up now in place, hold it up with a few clamps. Now the thing is, it's only 2:15 now, but it is getting dark in here, and it is 3 degrees, so it's not exactly warm. So what I think I shall carry on doing once I've put this up is I'll get that door back on. I've already got the temporary hatch up the top, so I'll put that door and the hatch back on, and then I think I'll concentrate over here, get these electrics put in place so I can get some electrics on here, and then get some heating and lighting in, and it's going to be much better for working in, and it's going to be much better to see and film. Well, in the end I've decided not to start on the electrics on the other side, because apart from building the electrical cupboard, the electrics need to tie in with the helm electrics and the electrics in the engine bay, which would have all got a bit too involved, taken quite some time. So I wanted to carry on with the framing work anyway. So I just run in an extension lead, got a blower heater in there, and I'm working under LED lights. But thanks for watching. We'll end this episode here, and we'll carry on with the framing and then go straight into the vinyling on the toilet area.